And so what we're going to do is in this cascade within the chat is just thoughts and thoughts and thoughts, anything that we want to put on the table and say what's missing, what's still not, what do I want, what's et cetera, et cetera. So as I weave together the rest of our time together, I make sure I include what you are wanting from what I had said I wanted to give in this course. So Arlie, would you be our reader of that chat scroll that starts right after I put in what I had wanted to accomplish in this course? So oops, but you'll have to be unmuted.
Thank you. Emma says, I would like more practice with the tools. I would also like more work with connection with our teams in the unseen. What I would like is more big picture esoteric. I want to learn how to judge if my work is working, how we can reinforce it to be more effective. Finally, more deliberate connection with one another. I would like more practice with the tools and perhaps some guidance with connecting with my team. I would like more repetition of the practice, and by doing that more often, repetition, it will become like a habit. I love a repetition of the 7 worlds, the divine families. I know I could rewatch some of the first classes. However, I would appreciate to rehear it from you, Sharon, to better understand and be able to explain it to others. What I've appreciated are 3 things: feeling empowered, knowing I'm supported, the possibility of collaborating with others in this game. And I know it's not a game, don't have the words for it sometimes. Some more information on the 13th family. It's not necessary to memorize and remember every detail about the galactic history or the galactic families. An understanding is enough to use the techniques Sharon teaches to affect real change in our world. Sharing of experiences with the PTO and Deep Six Command. What I'd love to focus on going forward is similar to what I just shared. Gain more encouragement, empowerment by working with the tools, develop collaborative relationships with others in the group, and to review the big picture regarding families and 8 worlds. Mostly, I want more time and support to work with these tools / these concepts. Thank you. I love the journeys, being guided to connect in the unseen realm with our teams.
Pausing a moment to see if there's anything else that comes to mind that you want to put in the chat. So now, and this is really great. I'm appreciating this, what we're able to just take time to do that today. What I want you to do now is think about and put in the chat, what is just maybe 1 or 2, if you have 2, what are 1 or 2 of your wins for your personal self? Like, what have you seen different about you because you've been here in this group? Oops, Sharon's coming back.
No.
Hi, Sharon.
I'm trying to get into a different Zoom. Sorry. Bye.
Okay.
And thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, bye.
Sharon, will you repeat the question? I think I don't understand it quite.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we don't take the time to pat ourselves on the back. Like, so what have you seen how have you maybe used the information or the support or that you're done something a little bit different than you maybe normally would have done? What is one of your wins? through the last few months we've been together, because we've been together through some ups and downs. We've all have ups and downs. So what would you say is pat myself on the back for this? And put it in the chat. So I'm going to have each one of you read your own. So we have your voice in the recording. And let's see, I think Cindy, you were the first one to answer. So Cinda will read hers and each one of you after that, okay?
I was specifically responding to what the classes offered me. So most certainly the empowerment to take care of business, which I mean is recognizing outsider influence when things are not looking or going well out there, and knowing that this is one thing that I can do that'll be supportive. I'll pass it on to Lavender Joy, who's next on the list.
Thank you. I have gained the confidence to go through some difficult transitions without turning back, with the knowledge that I am good enough. Oh, and I'll pass to Emma.
Well, actually, I'm next in line.
I'm sorry.
Not a problem. We're going down the roll in order. I'm definitely empowered to believe in my abilities and to use them to affect change and healing. I've been supported and encouraged, and I've learned techniques that really work. Christina?
My win definitely has been the power of using the PTO, the Deep Six command. That has been huge support for me in my work, in my mediumship work, but also with all the other things that I'm doing. And then knowing that there is so many people out there that we are, you know, we are on the same frequency, and we speak the same language. We speak frequency, what I say. And I also added, because I have my experiences, 30 years of experience with spirit teams, with spirit guidance, and I could share my techniques, how to connect, and the do's and don'ts in connection with your spirit team. I think, Emma, it's up to you now.
For me, it's been the active practice of good mind and to take responsibility for how I may or may not be responding to experiences or other people, and knowing that it's up to me to come back into balance, to be in good mind. Also, it's feeling enriched by the experiences of all the women in this circle, and all of the different points of view. And because it's so fun for me to fit puzzle pieces together. I feel like I have more pieces of the puzzle. And I am complete. Sharon, you're muted.
You're mute.
So anyone else who wants to say how, what have you accomplished in the last several months that you can say, I did this, and to say, yep.
Yeah. I could read my chat. And I'm truly grateful for this sisterhood and being part of that, and being together twice a week keeps me present in these challenging times. I'm grateful to not have gone down completely and being able to stay on track and being of service. I'm not such a fast typewriter in a chat, so I want to adjust that. I feel more present when I'm in circle, and that keeps me really in alignment with what I'm doing, although I don't know what I'm doing all the time. So it's more a feeling than that I exactly know, and I don't need to know either. It's not necessary that I know everything. So that's also a plus point for me. Thank you.
Mhm. Alexandra.
Feeling like I belong to a group of women who evolved and having a sense of belonging somewhere, being more appreciative.
You're doing good, Alexandra.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Being more appreciative of my practical husband, Michael, who supports me as I seek a new way of being.
Good, good, good. So I want you to think about this. And this is about you. If you were to take 3 words that would describe your presence in the world, or what you feel is your calling in the world, like what I put for mine was to say, stop, wake up. Here is hidden history that you don't know about that will help you unhook from the matrix. And then let's soar together. So wake up, here's some new ideas, some new truths. Here's some skills to unhook from the lies. And here's how we can soar. So I want you, and this is just a beginning place, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It may describe what you're already up to, or it may describe what you think you might be going toward. And I'm just going to give you about 5 minutes for that. And when you have your 3 words, put them in the chat. And a baseline of where you are now.
Just 3 words?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if you can do 3 words, that's the simplest. Another time you'll want to expand, but 3 words is good and challenging. Okay, we're going to capture this into the recording too. So I'm going to have you each slowly read what you've written. And yes, the next one will be speaking, but let's just give a moment or two, or not a moment, but just maybe 20 seconds to just hold that for each other before we move to the next person. And Sid, it looks like you're here, going to read yours first.
Listen, learn, share. And then I pass it on to Lavender and Joy again.
Peace, empowerment, prosperity.
Observe, discern, and then I changed heal to act after seeing Emma's, and it resonated so strongly with me. So observe, discern, act. On to Christina.
So I shortened it to inspire, connect, and prove the connections.
So I came up with shift, see, act.
And I put in at this point that I'm changing the word heal to act in mine. So Angelique.
Speaking truth, bringing light, serving the Divine Mother. Lavender Joy.
Oh, I already went.
Ah, sorry.
Alexandra, do you have the 3 words? Yeah. Being open, listening, and accepting. I'm sorry, Alexandra, I didn't see you unmute. You want to say it yourself, please? That's good.
That'll be fine. Excuse me. Being open, listening, and accepting.
So here we are. This is where we've been, where we've come to, where we want to go. And so where we want to go is will come out of all of what we've said in our group today. So I'm just going to open up for whatever is on your heart or mind. It doesn't have to be about the information, because I think I've gotten, and hopefully you have too, kind of a picture of where we are, where we want to go, and all, so, but what is it we are doing in this community that's of value to you? These are things that you would like to say that you haven't been able to say right now, before, because we're all doing our life and we really didn't have much space for that. Or is there anything that's on your heart, mind, questions? Just open it up. By the way, the chat, the chat is always captured, and I'll put it into a document that will be a document in addition to the recording that will be on the website. Okay.
I'm feeling very grateful to be with this circle of women in our vulnerability and our honesty, and even our willingness to claim our own power. Thank you.
I would love to share with you a little poem, if that's okay. And it's from the Earth Medicine from Jamie Sams, because every day there's another poem or an affirmation or anything like that. And today is it's day 5 from this moon cycle, and it's the moon cycle of She Who Heals. That's the 8th clan mother of the 13 original clan mothers. And it is written about wounded spirits. It's called Wounded Spirits. How you of wounded spirits, I offer you a place of rest. Walk among my mountains and climb to Eagle's Nest. Come swim amid my oceans or feel the desert's fire. Sit beside running waters to reclaim your heart's desire. Seek my silent forests or walk my open plains. Travel the deepest jungles until you hear my love's refrain. I'm always waiting to allow each child to heal, to cradle the wounded spirits and each of them and teach them how to feel. I am the Earth Mother who loves without regret, tending all my children who through tears have paid all debts. Thank you.
I just want to say that I didn't jump and say yes to the tag sharing, just because at the moment my bandwidth is so much absorbed with the She Boot Camp, and I just haven't had the time. And no, I have the time, but I don't have the right mindset to go into it. I wanted to say that, Sharon, so that you know, and it's going to take another 3-4 weeks, and then I really want to get into it. And I'm just so appreciative of the circle, of the connections, and you know, I think of each of one of you every so often when I think of our classes, and I feel this understanding, even if we are not always of the same opinion or the same viewpoints on things. There is still this willingness to you know, agree to disagree maybe, but to share the space together, that is so important to me. So thank you to all of you.
That is a huge container you're holding, Christine. I totally understand that and support what you're doing for sure. Arlie, are you unmuted for sharing? Okay. I think that there's a lot of richness that has been shared today, and a lot of ideas that will make our time, the rest of our time together, really rich. And if there's something that occurs to you after class, email me. You know, because I'll be weaving this together, but because there's so many changes happening in our world right now, and so quickly, that nothing is really set in stone. You know, those of you who know astrology even a little bit, we've got a lot of planets in the retrograde, in looking retrograde, which means go within, evaluate what's going on. It's like not a lot of outward action, but a lot of inward. And so, you know that that's the energy. And so how do you want to use that energy? We also right now, for I think another month, we'll have Uranus, which is sudden, swift inspiration, but also surgery, swift, working at Saturn, which is all about structures. So the structures you think you have in place, you might find that, oh my gosh, they're being, diminished, demolished, things are shifting. And so how do you go through the changes with inspiration to make the structures in your life more in alignment to who you are now, more in alignment to where you want to be in the world, more in alignment to what you want for your family in the future? All of those are planetary energies that you can use. I think I'm going to share one story, and then we're going to close. I had a reading with a woman who said, I'm going to read a part here that's not usually read, but it's coming out very prominently. And it's happened in 1957 in your life, and it happened in 1975 in your life. It has to do with short-term travel. It has to do with emotionality. It has probably to do with more like men energy in your world. And she said, so what happened to you in 75? I said, in 75, my father was killed in a one-car accident on his way to work, or in his travels at work. And she said, okay, what happened in 75? My husband was killed in a single car accident while he was at work. And she was like, but, she didn't know what to say. So when I got off the conversation with her, I went, okay, here's this energy, and it's going to be there. It's a planetary energy. They do not wiggle around. They are there, and it involves travel. It involves emotionality. It involves probably masculine energy. So how do I want that to be used? And that's, how do you want this, in looking inside, how do you want to use it? How do you want to use this sudden insight to change structures? How do you want to use it? And that's the reality shift. So I've made a reality statement that said something like, everyone in my world travels safely. The men in my life travel safely. And that I am inspired as I do short-term travel, something like that. And then I marked on the calendar, do not travel on that day. But my daughter flew in from France because she had been in an accident there, in a bus accident a few months before. She wanted to do some trauma release work. And there was one person in our town that the only time the couple had to do it was on that date. And without looking on my calendar, I scheduled a time to get her to that practitioner. So the day comes, and we get to load up the car, and I look on my calendar, and I go like, oh my gosh, this says do not travel. And I have to get her, 30 miles away. So I just said, okay, reaffirm, short-term travel is powerfully and emotionally inspiring, something like that. I got her to the practitioner, and I dropped her off, and I sat in my car to go to the next place I needed to be. And my spiritual team, who are mostly masculine energy, showed up in my car and drove with me and whispered to me. And by the time I got to my next place of being, I was a puddle of tears. And that's how that day showed up for me. So that's the time we're in right now. So time of evaluation, time of thinking new things, time of being willing not to be ripped away, but okay, and not having to have surgery to move it away. But no, I am inspired to know where to build, how to unbuild, how to take apart, etc. And reality shifts definitely are a major part of that redesign process. Okay, my loves, thanks for being here. I will let you know when the video's up, and I think I'll have an overview for you next week to say, okay, how about this? This is, I think, what we're going to be doing. What do you think? Okay, participatory. We've moved into collaboration. Lots of love, and we'll see you when we see you again. Bye, loves.
Bye, loves.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
Much
Bye.
love.
Bye
Bye.
bye.